Sound.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the May 24, 2018 meeting of the Kern County Planning Commission. We have a quorum. I'll call this meeting to order. Madam Clerk, will you please call roll?
Commissioner Ashley?
Here.
Commissioner Ashley?
Here.
Commissioner Garcia? Commissioner Louie?
Here.
Commissioner Frank? Commissioner Sprague?
I'm present.
Mr. Hall?
Here.
Ms. Oviatt? Mr. Murphy?
Here.
Ms. Simon? Here.
Thank you. Are there any commission member announcements or reports? Nope. Seeing none, let's move on to approval of the minutes. You've received those in your packet. Are there any corrections?
Motion?
There's a motion
Second.
by Commissioner Sprague, second by Commissioner Ashley. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Let's move on to item D, cases withdrawn or requests for continuance. Mr. Murphy.
Good evening, Mr. Chairman, members of the Commission. We have 3 items under item D this evening. The first is CUP number 43, map 214. The staff recommendation is to continue this project until June 14th, 2018. The second item is number 5. This is GPA 1, map 143.7, along with some additional various map code designations. The staff recommendation is to refer this project back to staff. And the third item is number 6. This is zone change case number 27, map 103.25, PD plan number 23, map 103.25. The staff recommendation is to continue that project until June 14th, 2018. That completes the reading of cases withdrawn or requests for continuance.
Any action?
Motion to approve the continuation and referrals. Items number 1, 5, and 6.
Motion by Commissioner Sprague,
Second.
second by Commissioner Ashley. Please cast your votes. Yes. Is it not working?
3 ayes, 2 absent. Motion carries.
We'll move on to item E, consent agenda. Mr. Murphy.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. These are items scheduled before the Planning Commission, which are being recommended for approval by the staff, and the applicant has been informed of any special conditions and has no objection. The hearing on these items may be expedited if no member of the commission or audiences wishes to comment or ask any questions on the case. This evening, we have 7 cases that are on the consent calendar. The first is case number 2. This is zone change case number 5, map 119. The applicant is California Resources Corporation. This project is located at 4813 Elk Hills Road, also being north and south of Skyline Road and east and west of Elk Hills Road. The request is a change in zone classification from A1 to A, or a more restrictive district. The staff recommendation is to advise the Planning Commission to recommend to the Board of Supervisors to adopt the Section 15091 findings of fact, adopt the mitigation measure monitoring program, approve the zone change as requested, and adopt the suggested findings as set forth in the draft resolution. The next item on consent this evening is case number 3. This is conditional use permit number 6, map 53. The applicant is the California Waterfowl Association. This project is located at 15077 Main Drain Road in Wasco area. The request before your commission is a modification of conditional use permit number 6, map number 53, requesting to amend the conditions of approval number 6 that would allow the permanent entitlement for a retriever dog training and field trial facility in an A district. The staff recommendation is to approve the modification of conditional use permit number 6, map 53, subject to the recommended conditions, and adopt the suggested findings as set forth in the draft resolution. The next case is case number 4. This is conditional use permit number 21, map 57. The applicant is the Sequoia Development Services, CO Verizon Wireless. This project is located near the intersection of Famoso Road and Kite Road in the McFarland area. The request before your commission is to allow a 65-foot tall monopine wireless communication facility and associated equipment shelter in an A district. The staff recommendation is to approve conditional use permit in accordance with the recommended conditions and adopt the suggested findings as set forth in the draft resolution. The next case is case number 7. This is zone change case number 192, map 101. The applicant is Bradley and Elizabeth Hill by McIntosh and Associates. This project is located at 18011 Brimhall Road in Bakersfield area. The request before your commission is a change in zone classification from R1 to A1 or a more restrictive district. The staff recommendation is to advise your commission to recommend the Board of Supervisors approve the zone change as requested, adopt the suggested findings as set forth in the draft. Case number 8 this evening. Case number 8 this evening. This is track number 6640. The applicant is OCK Properties LLC by Growth Western Properties, Inc. This project is located on the west side of Koch Street, north of Oak Creek Road in Mojave. The request is an extension of time for a period of 3 years for vesting tentative tract number 6640, which proposed to divide an approximate 31-acre parcel into 21 parcels, ranging in size from 1 acre to 2.55 acres for single-family residential use. The project included 3 limited design variations. They included development variations that would allow deletion of landscaping and a 6-foot-high solid masonry wall along Lock Street, and to allow a 1709-foot-long local street serving lots less than 5 acres in size. The staff recommendation is to approve a 3-year extension of time to expire on May 6, 2021, subject to the original conditions of approval, with the inclusion of additional condition requiring the payment of traffic impact fees in effect at the time building permits are applied for on any lot within the recorded map or phase, and adopt original findings as set forth in resolution number 7006. The next case is case number 9. This is specific plan amendment number 2, map 30, zone change case number 8, map 30, ag preserve number 5 exclusion, precise development plan number 3, map 30. The applicant is Highway 58 LLC by EDP Solutions, Inc. This project is located immediately north of Highway 46, approximately a half-mile east of Interstate 5 in northwest Kern County. This request has 4 actions before your commission. They include A, an amendment to the Lost Hills specific plan on approximately 112 acres from the existing ag land zone district or land use designation to industrial designation. A zone change of approximately 112 acres from the existing zone classification of A to M1PD. Exclusion of the entire 112-acre project area from Ag Preserve number 5, and D, approval of the precise development plan that would allow the construction and operation of an industrial warehouse on approximately 112-acre site in an M1 PD district. I would advise your commission that we did receive, or your commission did receive an addendum this evening on this particular item. Subsequent to distribution of the staff report, we did receive comment letters from the Sierra Club and then also the superintendent of schools. Based on those comments, staff is recommending this case be continued until June 14th, 2018. This would allow staff sufficient time to review and analyze the comments that were submitted and then provide your commission with any appropriate responses necessary to address those concerns that have been raised. Therefore, you do have a revised recommendation before your commission. This project is now being recommended for a continuance till June 14th, 2018. And then finally, the last case on the consent calendar is case number 10. This is track 6325. The applicant is Hageman Land Partners, LLC. This project is located on the southeast corner of Hageman Road and Weegis Avenue in the Rosedale area. This request is also an extension of time for a period of 2 years for vesting tentative tract number 6325, which proposed to divide 2 parcels into 165 lots, ranging in size from just over 20,000 square feet net to just over 42,000 square feet net for residential use, 2 sump lots, and an approximately 1.5 acre net designated remainder. There were 4 limited design variations, a development variation to the land division ordinance that would allow private streets where public streets are required, development variation to the land division ordinance to allow modified type A street improvements and a reduction of street right-of-way from 60 feet to 44 feet, zone modification to allow a minimum of 20,195 square feet net, where 21,780 square feet net is required, and to allow a 6-foot high fence where a 4-foot high fence is required in an E 1/2 RS district. The staff recommendation is to adopt the mitigation measure monitoring program, approve the 2-year extension of time to expire on July 2nd, 2020, subject to the original conditions of approval, with the inclusion of additional condition 50, requiring the payment of traffic impact fees in effect at the time building permits are applied for on any lot within the recorded map or phase, and adopt the original findings as set forth in resolution number 14205. That completes the reading of the consent calendar tonight.
Thank you, Mr. Murphy. Is there any member of the audience who would like to have one of the items on the consent agenda that was just read by Mr. Murphy removed from the consent agenda and have heard in its regular order during a full public hearing? Seeing none, is there any commissioner who would like to have one removed? Commissioner Ashley.
Yeah, Commissioner Louie. Commissioner Louie, I need to request that consent item 2 be removed from that agenda. And I say that because I am an employee of California Resources Corporation.
Okay, item 2, as requested by Commissioner Ashley, will be removed from the consent agenda. Any others, commissioners? I think Commissioner Ashley wants to have item 2 removed to be heard next after any action that's taken on the rest of the consent agenda. Is that correct, Mr. Ashley?
That's correct.
Okay, thank you. So item 2 is removed from the consent agenda. Is there any action on the remaining consent agenda items, including the new recommendation to consent agenda item number 9 to continue to June 14th?
If there are no other commissioners. I would make a motion to remove item 2 to be heard after, and approve items number 3, 4, 7, and 10. And then I guess we tackle number 10 after we vote on the items there as read into the record.
What about 8 and 9, Commissioner Sprague?
Yes, 8 and 9, we're going to continue till June 14th, correct?
You're making a motion on those
Yes.
2 items as well?
Yes. You want to
Chairman
do
Louie,
that
just-
separate?
Just so I can clarify a few things. So item 2 will be considered next, so that is off the consent calendar. Item number 9 is a recommendation to continue until June 14th, 2018. The actions before your commission then would be to approve items 3 and 4, along with items 8 and 10, and then to recommend approval of items number 7. And I believe that is it.
I would make a motion to approve the items as read into the record by staff.
There is a motion by Commissioner Sprague,
Second.
second by Commissioner Ashley. Please cast your votes. Commissioner, or I'm sorry, Mr. Murphy, we didn't take action on number 9 then, right?
We did, to continue that project.
We just
until
took that
14th.
right now, okay.
Yes. And then if you don't mind, Mr. Chairman, I'd like to read the appeal process for the
Please.
4 items where tonight's action is considered final unless appealed.
Thank you.
For projects where the Planning Commission action is final, those actions are subject to appeal to the Board of Supervisors by any interested person, and no development proposed by any application may be authorized until the final date of appeal. An appeal may be filed with the Kern County Planning and Natural Resources Department, 2700 M Street, Suite 100 in Bakersfield, with a filing fee of $540 on forms available at the Planning and Natural Resources Department. For items number 3 and 4, that filing must be made within 14 days of and including the date of this hearing. For track maps, this relates to items number 8 and 10 this evening. An appeal must be filed within 10 days from the date of decision of the Planning Commission. Any such appeal must be accompanied by an appeal fee of $540. If no appeal is received, the action of the Planning Commission is final.
Thank you, Mr. Murphy. We'll move on to item number F, public presentations. This portion of the meeting is...
Oh, I'm sorry, go ahead. Nope.
This portion of the meeting is reserved for persons desiring to address the commission on any matter not on this agenda and over which the commission has jurisdiction. Would anyone in the audience like to make a public presentation? Seeing none, let's move on to our one public hearing, and that's case number 2. And I believe since now there is not a quorum, there's only myself and Commissioner Sprague that would be able to vote on this tonight, that means that it automatically gets put over to the next meeting?
It would be. The only option your commission has is to continue the project, and staff would recommend then the project be continued until June 14th, 2018.
And
Planning
is
Commission.
that, we're making that notice to the public now?
That is correct.
Okay, so the item number 2 is, since there is not a quorum, is going to be continued to the next, well, not the, is that the next commission meeting? June 14th. It will be on the June 14th agenda, and that's our public notice as to item number 2.
So does that need a motion?
I don't think that needs a motion. I think that just happens by operation of not
Okay.
having quorum.
All right,
Yeah, we don't have a quorum, so don't need a motion or anything for that.
okay.
All right, and that brings us to adjournment. Our next planning commission meeting is scheduled for June 14th, 2018. Motion to adjourn?
Motion.
Motion.
Second.
Second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. We are adjourned. Thank you. Good evening.